amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vandergren in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vandergren in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride,
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono. He's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson off wide.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to turns. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tannock and Jamie Dyson just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we get the good run. Jump the dogs, just absolute thing. But it is a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV. And welcome into round number 6 of season 4 of 2024 for the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series here out in Portugal for Autódromo Internacional do Algarve, also known as Portimao, one of my favourite circuits in the world. We get to come back here with the Supercars tonight for a slightly different layout than we used last time. I'm commentating here tonight. Hamish Munro joined once again by Stephen Sinkovic. Sinker, this circuit threw up a couple of curveballs at us when we've driven here in the past in the Supercar, the SFLs, and in the 8.6s. We've gone all the way around again and then some. And well, these Tuesday night fields, they're getting bigger and bigger and they're getting more and more competitive. We could be in for some absolute fireworks this evening.
Well, only hope. The fireworks are always welcome. Probably not for the drivers, but for us in the booth up here it is, because we get to talk about all the action, all the controversy, and it doesn't affect our points, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't indeed. And this will be the last time the Tuesday field gets to race here in the Gen 2 cars before we move to Gen 3 next season. Not that Portimao's on the calendar for next season, but it does mean this will be the last go-around for these cars at this track. And what a way to send them off, 60 minutes around this circuit, which could throw a heap of curveballs, a heap of safety cars as well. I'm very excited for this Cinco because obviously we had the reveal over the weekend of Gen 3. Now the rest of the season we get to hype up that this is the last season in Gen 2 for both the Tuesday night series and the Sunday night series, unless we were to ever bring in a Super 2 series at some point in future. Maybe that's a possibility if people are interested, but for right now our full focus is giving these Gen 2 cars the send-off that they need and that they deserve before we move over to Gen 3 in Season 1 of 2025.
Well, as I am the never-ending skeptic of iRacing, I'll see it when I believe it.
Sinker,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Sinker, you're going to look stupid if you're claiming this now. The fact that they have said it is coming out in Season 1 from the iRacing devs means that it is coming out in Season 1.
What about if they release it and it just shits itself? And they have to pull it, or they have to do this and that. Remember when the 86 first came out? It was absolute dog's breakfast for the first few months.
So was the 2019 Supercar.
Yeah, so hopefully they get on top of it, or they've got on top of it, and that's why they've been late.
We've got Mr. McAvoy with us just quickly.
Sorry, can I still sync it for 2 seconds?
That's fine, totally fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, whilst Sinker and Tyson have a quick chat, I mean, this circuit, it's thrown up so much over the course of this year, ever since it came out on iRacing. And we mentioned Gen 3 coming out Season 1, and no matter what it's like, I think a lot of people are just going to be excited to have this Gen 3 car out on circuit for the first time. And next season's officials are looking incredibly special. I mean, we've got Sandown and Phillip Island on that official calendar that we'll be able to go racing at in the Supercars next season. So the transition period between these cars, JP saying turn 1 chaos incoming. It's always turn 1 chaos here, James. I mean, turn 1, 2, 3, there is often a fair bit of chaos around here, and it is really going to throw some of the drivers out there in the complete deep end. He's just saying blinking track, it hates me. Oh, James, I hope these issues fix themselves for you. Of course, I was involved with James in the 23-hour race for mental health across the weekend in the official broadcast for that event, and he unfortunately had to give up his beard for the good cause. But James is out there just trying to find some pace out in the field at this stage in practice. So we've only got around about 40-odd seconds left to practice here before we move over to qualifying. Now, it is a 60-minute race this evening. As Sinker comes back with me. Sinker, we all good?
We're all good, man. We're all good. We've got a driver that's entered the ring, entered the circuit in the wrong car. He's been told that he can continue to race, but he will not be generating points tonight. So hopefully he's on his good behaviour, Mr. Matty Parker. The rules do clearly state that you can't change cars during the season, and he's been given the benefit of the doubt to continue to race so he can have some fun out there, but he won't be getting points.
Yeah, of course, the rules are, I mean, we've had it before with Dodsey. He joined the previous GTD series in the wrong car 1 week. You're allowed to race if you join in the wrong car. It's just not worth any points for you. So if there are some drivers out there who use Tuesday as a practice for another series that they race, whether they want to focus on Sunday or on Thursday for vets, or or if they're in Pro Invitational for whatever reason, why we would let a Pro Invitational driver in on the Tuesday, I've got no idea. But if there was a driver out there who used Tuesday as their practice race for a future race, then they can still race in the car that they may want to race in later in the week. But they just won't get points, obviously, if it wasn't the first car they ran in round 1.
Not usually done. It's I think the last time we had it was Mitch Noble actually did it last season.
Yeah.
And he chose not to race it rather than go out there. So it's all driver's choice at the end of the day. We're all big adults here. We wear big boy pants, so it is what it is.
And we have also got our Video Ninja up once again. For any of the drivers out there maybe listening, the link is in the open chat of V8 Tuesday where they can join, but the regular password of what it always is, we're not going to reveal it on stream so we don't get absolutely doxxed with random cameras in Video Ninja. Stephen Banks in the chat saying, hey Sinker, does your foggy brain give us foggy race sessions? It's not good for photos. Oh, well, to be fair, Sunday wasn't foggy. It was beautiful weather, wasn't it, when we were out at Mategi, Sinker?
Oh, it was sensational weather. It was just like the weather in Melbourne, mate. It might be Queensland weather at the moment. I don't know.
Quite possibly. It was a warm 25 degrees in Victoria today. So,
foggy over there at the moment, or is that just dust?
It might be a slight fog. It's not as thick as what we've had it previously on the Sunday sessions, for sure. Like this is still visible. I think it's just bringing some ambience to us for the session. I reckon, Sinker. That's what it's giving us.
Yeah, just my suggestion is just adjust your contrast on your screens, people.
Yeah, my gamma and brightness are turned up to make these cars look as good as they can. But yeah, maybe just I don't know, change your YouTube quality. We stream up to 1080p at least. So
yeah.
JP in the chat. I didn't join the video. Prediction for tonight. Well, after the pace in practice, I'm actually going to back my dad to get a win tonight in the AMs. I really am. Now, I haven't told him this because I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but I actually think that he's been having quite a good run recently on the Tuesdays. Last Thursday, he got caught up in a bit of lap 1 issues at Mategi, but he actually managed to come back and finish inside the top 12 in split 3 of vets. So he ran a very consistent race after lap 1, turn 1. So I think tonight he has all the tools to put it together. Mitch Noble was showing some good pace in practice as well. It's really going to come down to, though, I think, who can actually survive. Number one, who can get a good qualifying lap down to get themselves past the old mid-pack of death. And then also actually survive the run through turn 1, 2 and 3, because that's where we'll likely see some major impacts happening very early in this race. For the pro side of things, I think it's hard to look past Angus Lawford, because he's got some immense pace at the moment. He has his teammate in the field, Jaden Green, being able to give him some support this week as well. But they'll be going up against Jamie Davis and Brandon Levin of Team SLW Motorsports, so that could be a little bit of an up in the air scenario. And we've also got Jakey Edwards in the field this week as well. So those pro-ams are looking incredibly strong here tonight as well.
The what do you call it? The good thing for Lawford is he's got his teammate tonight, like you said, Jaden Green. It's going to be a little bit better for him. He's got that support, that structure, that someone behind you, someone beside you, someone to talk to you during the race. It makes a big difference. People might not think it does, but it definitely does. It just gives you that someone in your ear when things are a bit tough, or you've got an accident ahead of you, and let you know that something's happening. Stay to your left, stay to your right, or if you're behind them, you've got someone on your rear.
As Tyson is over the radio. Just to
828. He's told 828 to join the Discord.
Not to call the horse too early, but my dad has gone P1 for the AMs at this stage. Ooh, but he's only barely ahead of Mitch Noble, so I think that contest is going to be quite tasty tonight. One driver I overlooked actually was Sean Rigby. We know he's got some good pace as well, Sinker, so he could be a nice little challenger this evening. Cowie's put down a good lap time to get inside the top 10 at the moment, but Jake
Rigby's
Edwards.
been told to go to the room to have a chat with Discord with the RC. So I think he might have a rear grid or something. He doesn't realise he's not supposed to be on.
Well, that would
Tyson
mean
did say to him to get off to not participate in the quality side of things. So we'll see what
I
goes.
suppose that would mean then he'd have to start from the pit lane because he's already put his lap in, and he can't get disqualified because then he can't race.
Yeah,
So it'll have to be a pit lane start.
Yeah, correct.
Which is going to ruin our pole position, Camro, if no one beats his time, because otherwise there's going to be no car in that pole position on the grid. So Andrew Rushworth's now gone P1 for the AMs. He's inside the top 5 with this lap time. Mark Houghton's put a good time in, 142.48 for the Pro-Am field. John Gallen's currently inside the top 3 as well.
Wait for a few weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He has. Maybe putting more focus on other things possibly recently. Not 100%
Don't
sure.
know. We'll find out if he gets up in the box.
We will.
Mr. Munro is actually having a very good run there. He's going very well. 2 sectors. First, second, third sector he's gone. Where's he finished up? He's still in 6th place.
He hasn't actually gone any better.
Up to 7th again.
Yeah.
My boys, Team SOW had a session with Brown Leonards last night.
I saw that. I noticed they were all in that little training or coaching channel together. So
yeah, they absolutely loved it. Some of the drivers improved 8/10 from the beginning of the session to the back of the session. So really good session. They all loved it. Highly recommend it if any of the team owners want to reach out.
I hope that helps out specifically Brad Anderson, who we know struggled in the supercar in the past, and just trying to get some confidence up in the car as well.
Yeah. Even our 86 drivers and
Kyle Lavery and
FSL boys have been there as well, and they actually loved it. So it was really good, very informative. The one that needed it the most wasn't there, Dean.
You weren't there either, though, to be fair, Sinko. So Dean nearly pulled off a miraculous win on Wednesday.
It would be a waste for me to
Troy Dooley's gone top of the timing tower, 142.0 on the board. Angus Lawford is on a purple sector in the middle. He could go straight to the top as well.
He's got a great stint there. He's doing really well.
So around the final corner for Lawford and up to the top of the hill in the Simrigs entry. Crosses the line. Does he go provisional pole in his first lap attempt? He does. 141.85. The first one into the 41s here this evening comes from Angus Lawford out on circuit. We're waiting for Jake Edwards to set a lap time as well. We know he's got some good pace. Jacob Traynor's yet to set a time. Sam Benson, Jane Parfitt not taking part in qualifying. Brandon Levin and Mick Clifton not set a time just yet either, Sinker. So this could be quite interesting. Now, obviously, there were quite a few drivers across the last week to tick over 10 incident points in the league. If any of them were to race tonight, they would get a rear of grid, of course.
Yes.
But that would then also mean that their week ban would come into effect as of tomorrow. Would that be correct?
Correct.
So if you were smart about it, so say if you raced both SFLs and supercars, but your better chance of winning a championship in SFLs, you would just skip supercars for the week, serve your rear of grid in SFLs, and then have your week off. Now, it would mean you'd miss an SFL round the next week, but you'd think about which track would I prefer, VIR or Watkins Glen, and then you'd say, well, maybe...
Either way, you can miss a round.
Yeah, so there's not really much...
This one or next week.
That's right. So there's really not much getting around it. Now, one... I was going to bring up a good point before now. I can't remember what it was, so I'll come back to that one. I'm sure it'll come back to me at some point.
It will come back to you, mate. The Johnny Gallen's got himself up in the 7th. Oh, Jaden Green just popped up in the 4th.
Jake Edwards goes 10th.
It's gonna be an interesting night, man. There is a lot of cars out there tonight. It is actually probably the same as there was on Sunday night, which is not too bad at all. We've got 8, 9, 10, 11.
We've got over 30.
Well, we've got 12. 32 cars out there. Don't see any officials' names popping up on there. So 32 cars on there. We're talking round 6, which is pretty special. You know, we've seen in the past by round 6 numbers start to taper off. People who aren't involved in championships sort of get a bit disheartened and will pull out. But I think the boys are having such fun that there's no stopping them.
Well, I think it's also important as well. We mentioned a lot of drivers will use this race as a practice for what they might be racing later in the week, which keeps them coming in every single week. Plus, they have a good time as well. And another bonus would be if they continuously show up and they have good runs, they could be in with a chance of winning a championship or a race for their class. So a lot of drivers just out there having a good old time. And now, there's obviously some drivers who are not in contention for a championship, but they still race because they enjoy racing in this series. They enjoy racing around this field, and it's just nice to have that consistency every week of something to do on a Tuesday, coming and racing in this series, or on a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Sunday, and just being able to constantly do it with a group of good drivers. Yes, you won't get on with everyone in the field, but those that you do get on with, you'll really enjoy racing against.
You'll always have that person that you seem to always bump into on track, and like, oh damn, I've hit that person again, or well, I'm always in contact with that person. It's because you've got the same pace and you're a magnet to each other. But it's generally is really good sportsmanship out there. You'll see the Discord after a race is really full of sorries and this and that, or it was a lot of fun, fantastic runs, thanks for the battle. Jamie Davis got the first section purple, but he's come off my screen.
Yeah, he's gone back to pit lane.
Yep. Mark Hawke got 2 greens. Daniel Clutterbuck 2 greens. Clutters is sitting in 15th at the moment.
Are you going to set up your second screen as well, Cinco?
I've got everything open, mate.
Well, you haven't joined Video Ninja yet.
Oh, what have I done? I've got it, but I must have joined. Oh, I've done.
You joined the wrong room?
Yeah. I've joined Sundays. Haven't I? Yes, I have.
You know what though, James? There's always room for improvement, and to just not race, you'll never improve. So it's good that you're still here, still having a crack, and looking for improvement in the supercar, which we can so appreciate. I mean, there were so many drivers struggling on Sunday in the charity race, in the supercar in the second highest class, but they were out there all day and just having a crack. And we've seen a lot of drivers who race with their heart and are just looking to improve in one of the more difficult cars on the service, which is great to see.
If you want to improve, you've got to race with people that are better than you. Simple as that.
That's right.
Racing people that are below your standards or at your standards is not going to help you. So I'm always an advocate of race with people that are better with you and just do the best you can. Most importantly, have fun.
Exactly right. Have fun. If you're not having fun, then what's the point in doing it?
Exactly.
Have fun first. That's the most important thing.
If it's giving you a headache, if it's giving you stress, if it's getting you peaking and getting you, bent out of shape about silly things, well, my suggestion is just don't race, because you're not going to have fun, and the people beside you are definitely not going to have fun.
Craig Healy in chat
How's
with
that,
us.
Does that work better?
That works better. Craig Healy in the chat with us. Good luck all. Been sick all day, so I'm not racing tonight. I hope you feel better, Craig, and I hope to see you back on track next week, as Jaden Green has gone P2 on the timing tower. That puts 2 Simrigs cars on the front row of the grid alongside each other for Project 36.
And with under 2 minutes left, there's going to be limited time for some.
They've just got to be out there. They've just got to be out there to start the lap. Remember, being a 60-minute race, they have up until the 15 minutes is concluded to start a lap in qualifying. So unlike a sprint round where they'll get cut off, the time will blend over for them to, or bleed over, for them to finish a lap that they have started as well. Trenton Naylor in the chat, love to see it. P36 representing. They are indeed top 2 on the circuit at the moment in qualifying. Now, mind you, you'll see Sean Rigby in P4, but he has a pit lane start tonight, so he completed that lap. He was supposed to have rear of grid, but he completed that lap before he had realised that he had a rear of grid, so he must start from the pit lane here this evening. That will leave a gap between John Gallen and the back of Jaden Green's car, so there'll be a little hole in the field where John Gallen will actually have a nice little area to peel off into and not hit anyone off the race start. And if Green were to have a poor start, Gallen will have plenty of time to react and get out of the way.
Oh, poor Beck Bogan. Mickey's got a rear regret for his incident last week, and she's like, let him start because he's painful, basically.
Well, Beck, what I'll say to you is Mick could cut laps, but he'd have to deliberately get off tracks every single lap or speed in the pit lane so he has a constant black flag. So...
Yeah, look, that's what it is, mate. You're a naughty boy. You get to sit in the corner.
Well, that's it. That's it. And you know, and that's what, you know, if you've got a rear of grid, just say to race control, would you mind if I just speed out of pit lane, get a black flag, and then I can just still practice at least in qualifying, because the laps won't count while you have the black flag.
Yeah, it's about doing the complete punishment, mate. It's like, can I sit in the corner with my iPad? No, you can't.
The 15 minutes is up. These are the last attempts for these drivers to better their times. Jamie Davis will be hoping to slot his car inside the top 3, if not onto the podium, but with an orange and a green sector, it's not likely that he's going to go top of the timing sheets when he crosses the start-finish line. Mark Houghton's gone P6 in his last attempt in qualifying. Jamie Davis goes P2. Front row of the grid. Jaden Green's not out on track to take that position back from him. Troy Dooley, though, has got an opportunity to do so as he rises up over the crest of the hill and around and towards the final sector of this circuit. We haven't seen Troy in a little while. We know that he works FIFO, so he races when he can. Very similar to Jaden, actually, and he's actually had to pull off the side of the road and give up on that qualifying lap. So, out of anyone out there, Sinker, there's not many who are really setting the timing tower light that could challenge Jamie Davis's P2 at the moment.
No, it's looking like it's going to be a tough one. At least he's broken them and split up the teams at the front, so that's an important thing for him anyway.
Having his teammate, though, back in P10, oh, that's got to hurt. That's a lot of gap between them for his wingman, Brandon Levin, to be around him, as Edwards goes P6 in qualifying. Gallen is on a green sector. Could he go any better than P8 on the road at the moment, up towards the start-finish line? Around the final corner for the Pelican Pacific Esports racing car of John Gallen during this qualifying session. Where's he gone? No, he's gone 0.06 worse. So that will bring it into qualifying, and that will mean that Jamie Davis will start on the front row of the grid with Angus Lawford on pole position here out at Portimao. After a very intense and fast qualifying session, there are no AMs inside the top 10. Pole position for those AMs is Will Munro in P12. He's got Andrew Rushworth, who'll be starting right in behind him in P13. For the Pro-AMs, Lawford and Davis on the front row once again.
Noel Hopkins has stopped the pointy end as well. He's having a pretty good season. He's sitting in 4th at the moment out of the AMs. So, yeah. And Brady Taylor up in 5th. So he's sitting at the top end of it.
They've got a little bit of gap between them and the other AMs a bit further up the road. But I think the problem for Cal is he's really in that danger zone of mid-pack shenanigans at turn 1, where we could see just an absolute nuclear warhead explode at turn 1. So they'll have to be cautious to try and survive as best they can. But starting grid for this race will be as follows. Angus Lawford will take another pole position here for Project 36. He'll start alongside Jamie Davis on the front row of the grid. Jaden Green will line up in behind his teammate alongside Troy Dooley of Performance Sim Racing inside the top 4. Sean Rigby and Jake Edwards will make up the top 6, with Mark Houghton and John Gallen on the 4th row of the grid. Matty Parker and Brandon Levin, well, they will start inside the top 10, with Blake Fitzpatrick just lining up outside. Will Munro will start pole for the AMs in P12 on the road. Just ahead of P2, Andrew Rushworth in P13 overall. Daniel Clutterbuck will line up alongside him. Marty Hughes and Scotty Weston, they'll make up the 8th row of the grid, with Blake Urquhart and Callan Hodgkinson on the 9th. Mitch Noble and Andrew Cowan will make up the top 20, with Brett Taylor, Jacob Traynor, Ben Brook and Peter Pavlovic for the top 24 cars. Kurt Nommenson, Brad Hayes, Martin Lipsky, Josh King, Di Feldman at the back end of the field, with Mick Clifton and James Parford and Ben Simpson back there as well, with Tyson from RC in with us now.
Yep, it's going to be a delay to the start for a couple of seconds. I just need to still stinker.
All good. No worries.
Busy man tonight, mate.
You are. So Sinker is quite busy this evening, but we have got Angus Lawford on the pole position, so we can check out this beautiful simrigs.com entry of Project 36 once again on the pole in the 152 entry as well. Cowie in the chat saying these gents are getting too quick for me. Well, maybe you'll be moved back to AM next season, Cowie. Who knows? But Gen 3 could be a whole other beast. You might be the fastest guy out there. Might just suit your style. CC Forge, Cataclysm Computers, Shockworks as well, supporting this car. Cataclysm Computers actually built my computer when I first got it, so good to see those guys supporting some very quick drivers in this field for this season with Angus Lawford. So what a way this will be to really raise the curtain for Gen 3 this season, but also drop the, close the curtain for Gen 2 at Portimao for round 6 this season. We'll have 3 rounds to go as of the end of this round, of course, as for whatever reason Angus has just dropped off the grid. Trent Naylor in the chat peeped the Revolution E-Racing badge on the side skirt. Yeah, it was pretty cool down there. We got Sinker back with us. Mr. Sinkovic, what's the good word?
Sorry about that. Yeah, because Sean Rigby set a lap and disobeyed the race director for tonight, and I don't think he heard him properly, and Tyson just said, what is your preference? And I said, just give him a pit lane start for now, benefit of the doubt. He's generally a guy that's not getting in trouble and a well-behaved boy on track, so he's going to get a pit lane start now.
Well, we'll make life a little bit easier for some of those drivers inside the top 10, including Jake Edwards, Mark Houghton. I mean, Mark will line up right in behind the actual starting box for Sean. You can see Mark in the background there, actually. So he has a nice gap between him and Jaden Green. I mentioned it before, if Jaden has a poor run off the start line, or he stalls the car, Mark's going to have plenty of time to get out of the way and try and avoid that car. He's not really going to be right in his front pocket as soon as he gets going.
Ooh, this is looking good, man. Looking good. What's the weather out there, dude? What's the track temp and
well, I would assume it's a cold. Yeah, it's a cold track temp at the moment, 20 degrees, so prime conditions, 100% humidity. So that's why we've got fog, because if we had rain, it would be raining. That's why it's foggy. 19 degrees, ambient temperature as well. So it's a cold, wet day in Portugal at the moment. That's why we've got such cold temps.
It is winter coming up in Europe right across now. So before we know it, it'll be snowing in a lot of places. So it is very, very correct dynamic weather, I'd suggest.
And I suppose what do we think would be the go for next season? Because obviously Gen 3 is going to have rain. I feel like next season it might just be better just to not have rain for the first season, so drivers can get used to the new car, and then we kind of slide a couple of rain races in after that, just because.
Why would you do that? Why not just let?
Because it'll be a proper deep end. It'll be a proper deep end throw.
And give some of the back markers of some boys at the back to practice and get up the pointy end. It just throws a spanner in the works, man. It's like anything else.
Well,
I wonder
lights are going up.
Racing's going to bring out snow.
Oh, I don't think they'll bring out snow. I do believe lights are going to be going up in a moment. Revs are rising. They are indeed. 60 minutes around Algarve coming your way for the final time in the Gen 2s on the Tuesday nights. Lights are out and we are away racing out in Portugal. It was a great start from the front runners as everyone spreads out down towards turn number 1. Davis is alongside Lawford in turn 1, takes the lead already, runs it wide though. That'll be an off track for him as Lawford comes back at him to take back the lead of the race. But how does the rest of the pack look? Are they going to keep it clean in towards turn 3?
Very close. You see the back of the screen.
Oh no, that's a car around. That's Brad Hayes.
Oh, it is. The 3 of them caught inside of them, and JP
I love how James claimed he was going to make up 5 positions in turn 1, but he's been caught up behind a car that got T-boned. As Lawford comes around.
That it looked really good across the back. They were like 2-3 wide, doing really, really well.
Yeah, they did well just to survive at that point. Yeah, you might ask yourself, what's the difference between the layout we're using tonight and the layout we used previously? Well, you just saw it before. It was the shorter run up towards the hairpin for the moto layout. It's what they actually ran in F1 back in 2020 when they last raced here. There has been an incident in the background once again with Brad Hayes, Callum Hodgkinson and Mitch Noble. So we will get that up on your screens just to see what's happened between them as Davis has now taken back the lead from Lawford up towards the top of the hill Further back, Rushworth has now taken the lead of the AMS race. At this stage, Edwards has been spun round. Oh my God.
Did he get a bit of help then or not?
Oh, he may have. We'll have to have a look at the replays in a moment's notice for the end of lap 1. So let's have a look. What happened at turn 1 with...
145 has just called something in, so I'm not sure who's got involved in that.
This is
Brad Hayes.
Yeah.
Called something in.
So this is what happened with Brad Hayes.
Mitch Noble's dropped down 10 places.
Oh, so he was already going at that point.
Yeah. Looks like he might have got some love from the rear, or did he spin it himself? Oh no, Lipsky. Oh, see the fish stuff of Lipsky there. I don't know how he controlled that. That was unbelievable. Very well.
The rejoin though was not so good.
Bad re-entry.
Yep.
That was. You're gonna get pinged for that.
And then he had
That's a rejoin of the race.
He had James behind him up towards the moto chicane, but I think he's actually had a self spin down here, Sinker. Quite possibly. Yep, he has indeed.
Yeah,
so the
he
rears are a bit
has.
lit up. And so then Mitch Noble's been caught up in something as well. This is with Clutters. Oh, he just lit up the rears.
Yep. I think he might have touched the rear of Clutters a little bit and then upset his car balance a bit, and the rears went boom.
Quite possibly. John Gallen as well was involved in something at the top of the hill. This is where we saw Jake Edwards have his spin, so Gallen might have a part to play in this. Oh yeah, he clipped the rear of Troy. And I reckon that's what's caused Edwards to go, because I reckon he's actually pushed Troy's car into Edwards. Yep, it was.
Oh, yeah, yes too. Yeah, he's just gave it a little bit extra love across there. Oh well, this is racing. This is what happens.
And Will Munro was also involved in something as well. So he's trying to come. He was trying to come past Weston. And they both got a little bit interlocked together there.
Oh, I love the way the rear spoiler just went flying off then. It was like,
Yeah,
that's
a quick release system that we have installed on Infinity cars. Saves the rear end of the car.
Is that connected to the ejector seat?
No, but it's paying the wall tax of I must take a piece of your car with you. So Angus Lawford though leads the way at this stage, ahead of Jamie Davis. He has taken back the lead. Green is in P3. Matty Parker's up 5 spots, but he will unfortunately for him be disqualified at the end of this race for joining in the wrong car, which means that Brandon Levin is actually in corrected P4 at the moment. Corrected top 10 will see Clutters inside the top 10 at this stage as well.
John, up 10 places. Mickey Clifton fighting his way from the back for his rear of grid start all the way up to 12th place at the moment, doing really well.
Yeah, in 12th place, he's up 12 places, yes. So he's in P20 overall. Yeah, up his 12th overtake. Yeah. Biggest loser is unfortunately Sean Rigby, who had to start in the lane.
Yes, correct. But that is what it is.
Commentator curse Josh King, he's off the road.
Alan Hodgkinson as well. The back of the pack is...
Oh, he had a bit of love then from Cal.
Did he?
Yep. Cal just touched his rear.
That's all good. I'm going to switch my camera across to... Let's have a look at where the battles are going crazy. Benjamin Brook and Marty Hughes are having a great one. Mick Clifton and Jake Edwards are having a great one. Your dad's having a great run. Oh, he was.
Oh, he wasn't having a great run. I mean, he's been off track and he lost his rear wing, so...
So he's gone to the pits to have a bit of a zzz, zzz.
Yeah, most likely going to change up. He's put his new rear wing on, put a little bit of fuel in, get back on his merry way. Still a long way to go though on this race, so 5 minutes into an hour-long race where we know there can be chaos, there could be an opportunity for him to come back. As well as the other drivers who are involved in incidents like Brad Hayes and James Parfitt as well. So, but Lawford leads. Green, his teammate, has now gotten past Jamie Davis. So the Simbriggs 1-2 finish could be on here tonight, but Davis will work extra hard to make sure that it doesn't happen for the Project 36 drivers. No, Harrison Dortsu, that's a fake account trying to scam people, so you might want to get on Facebook.
Delete that, will you, mate?
I can't. You might want to go on Facebook, Sinker, and ban them. Or block them if you can. Yep. It'll still be on Facebook, though.
That's all right.
So Lawford leads.
Someone has got themselves a drive-through.
Yeah.
And that is... Jonathan Gallen, Sean Rigby have both got drive-throughs at the moment.
Interesting.
And on the bottom screen, I've got Rushy with Blake Urquhart, John Gallen, and Daniel Clutterbuck, and Scotty Weston, all going flat stick, chasing each other. As you see it now, Blake Urquhart. Crikey, tonight, Steve.
Trust me.
He's only 2/10 behind Rushy.
Steve, it's easier just to say Urkowitz's furniture than Urquhart. Andrew Cowan's
in the wars. Mickey Clifton's been in the wars tonight. I've heard him a couple of times on the comps, but he's still doing well. He's still up 12 places, so he's getting pressure probably that he doesn't like. Mitchy Noble's behind him now, and Jakey Edwards is about to sneak past him.
Oh, Martin Lipsky and Kurt Nommensen have been involved in a crash together, it seems.
Yeah,
Down at
like panel
turn
damage
3.
everywhere.
So what's happened to Martin down here?
Is
That's
he
a
rotated on his
self-inflict.
own?
Yeah, it's a self-inflict, so Kurt must have taken evasive action.
Oh, I nearly caught the drift. He's done the right thing. He's put the brakes on.
Yep.
Yeah. Billy Mole, surely Cowie isn't driving and typing. Have you seen how busy that rig of his is, Billy Mole? The dude's I don't know how he does what he does. There's just so much going on in that car, and it wouldn't surprise me he was typing.
See, we have Erky's camera on as well, so I'll add that into the stream. And we can see how Erky's doing. Of course, it's on your screen at the moment. You can also keep an eye on him.
Battle down the bottom there.
Yeah. Having a good battle. Yeah. I feel like his house looks like yours, Sinker, because it appears he has packing boxes behind him.
Lipsky got pinged for failing to give racing room black and white flag. He self-penalised for something. Incident that was with, I think, Kurt Newmanson.
Yeah, Normanson.
But, yeah, I'm not sure where that is and what that is and how to unpack that for you, because a little bit of a non-event. Oh, look at the boys at the bottom screen. They're getting tight as.
Now pushing hard. We got Urquhart on screen in this battle as Weston's lost it. Oh, how did he keep it out of the wall? How did he keep it out of the wall then? That was incredible.
He did well then, man. He's just caught that in time before it got too crazy.
We've also got Cowie in the background. He's now just caught the back end of Scotty Weston's car. So Cowie with his virtual cam on for us. Oh, it looks intense in that rig, I must say.
Man, it's just got so much going on. I think just kiss, yeah? Keep it simple and stupid. Here he goes on the outside. He's got the pressure on.
Inside line for Cowie now, still side by side. Taylor would be wanting to take advantage of these boys making a mistake if he could. Oh, careful. I thought he was going to absolutely cook the rear of Scott's car then. He did well.
028 is Callum Hodgkinson. He's got instant responsibility. I think it was that touch he had on the back of Mitch King, yeah. So that's got him a drive through as well.
Cowie still mole for himself at this stage. On the second screen, we still have that battle with Andrew Rushworth leading, Blake Urquhart, Daniel Clutterbuck. You need to update your training paint, Sinker.
It has been.
Mr. Rushworth has a different paint on this week. Yeah, have a bit of a gander.
9-1-2 drive-through penalty. Jakey Edwards.
Yep. So I wonder what that was for.
I'm not sure. I don't know who was talking just then. Someone said sorry about something.
Jacob Traynor's been involved in something. You got James Parker
Yeah, we
behind
just
him.
called something in.
It's going off at the moment.
Screens on me. Oh, what's Jacob done?
I think he might have had a self-spin. Oh no, he pulled it up on the side. What has Jacob done? Seems to be a non-issue. SDK, I think, is just lying to me at this point, telling me people have
No, he
crashed.
did go off track. He ran around the section that was closed off.
Oh, did he go all the way down?
Yes,
Well,
he went all the way down.
That would have said he had an off track, not a crash. So
Don't know. It looked like it because I saw him go through the cones and come back through a set of cones.
fair enough. I can't see unless Edwards' penalty was for maybe a rejoin off that early incident where he got tapped in the rear by Dooley, maybe.
Not sure. Mickey Clifton up 14 places. 991. 991 has got himself a drive through for incident responsibility. Andrew Cowan got himself a drive through.
That's unfortunate for Cowie. He now has some work to do.
Joel Farley, he tried to joke a lap.
Why am I not seeing these chats? Oh, there we go. Now it's fixed itself.
Yeah.
That was weird.
Jackie Edwards, Andrew Cowan doing their drive-throughs at the moment. We've got the bottom screen. We've got Rushy being chased down by, is that Clutterbuck?
Yeah, Clutter's in behind him. And Dooley as well.
Yeah, Urquhart's dropped off the back of those boys. And Brett Taylor is sitting in second place. He has been around second to fourth, somewhere around there, pretty much the back end of this season, and improving. He just needs to get a killer start, doesn't he? He did a good start for the season, and then he dropped off straight away after it. I think we just put too much pressure on him.
Maybe he had season 3 hangover and he just kept it going, and then now he's feeling the extra hangover of that.
Yes, this is true. And our Mission Impossible star is up 10 places.
Well, interesting enough for you, Sinker. After tonight, because Jeremy Bush is not racing tonight, he has his daughter's 21st, so happy birthday to Jeremy's daughter out there.
Yeah,
Brett Taylor could be leading the championship.
Oh, could you imagine that? Oh my God!
So he's currently P2 in the title race. After drop rounds, he's 70 points back. Andrew Rushworth, who's leading the class at the moment.
There could be a streaker again. It's not a Yeti.
After drop rounds, currently the leader, Andrew Rushworth, is on 486 points. So there is an 86-point deficit between them. Yep. Something like that. No, less than that, sorry. There is a 30-odd point deficit, 34-point deficit. So swing it one way or the other, Taylor will be leading the title race and Rushworth will be P2.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. This will be very interesting, although actually no, because Bush's drop round might change if he hasn't missed a round thus far.
Oh yeah, because he's probably doing his drop round tonight as well.
Yeah, so interesting. We'll see how it plays out though. See what it looks like before round 7 next week. Oh, we're getting close to the end of the year, Sinker. It's worrying. And another car's just done a joker lap. That was Blake Urquhart. I think it's just done a joker lap as well. That's odd. Why? Why has Blake just done a joker?
We're going to give away a, what do you call it?
A what?
A
pry bar kit.
Crowbar kit. That's what I was getting. My words were just stuck. Going to give out a crowbar kit. If you can tell me, out there viewers, what year did iRacing start?
I know the answer to this.
What year did iRacing start? This is quickest to Google, this is.
Unless they know it. They might just know it like me.
This is true. I didn't know it. I thought it would have been earlier, to be honest. Oh, look at this. Clutterbuck down the inside of Rushy.
I thought it would have been later.
Both coming in. Oh, he's done a beautiful move on Rushy. It looks like that it's not over because Troy Dooley looks like he's about to have a crack as well.
Both Billy Mull and David Simmons are incorrect from my knowledge.
Both are incorrect.
Yep.
What was the question?
What year did iRacing release? Beck Bogan's just gotten it right with 2008.
No, she's not.
Is it not 2008? I thought it was 2008.
No, it's not 2008. No. The year that it was founded. iRacing.com was founded.
Oh, founded.
And it started.
Oh.
Yeah. That's when it started, the year it was founded.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So it will be not too far off. I'll tell you what. Oh, no, Mr. 747. That will be a no to your Boeing flight. Please proceed back to the tarmac. Jamie Davis is putting some pressure on Jaden Green at the moment because the boys are...
It appears that James Parford and Will Munro have had a moment together.
Started. Ooh, Mr. Puffett has called out. Mr. Visma. Ka-ching. Oh, looks like he's been taken out by Mr. Will Munro.
Billy Mole said it first, Sinker.
Did he say 2003?
He said 2003, just above Visma's. On my chat.
Oh, he did too.
Billy
Yes,
Mole
he did.
said
Sorry,
it first.
Sorry, Vizzy, the Mole won it. Wrong tarmac, 747. It's already gone. So, Mr. Billy Mole, you'll need to reach out to me and send me a DM so I'll get your address details and send you out one of Warren and Brown's fantastic soldering units. Oh, yeah, that looks like it.
I mean, is he alongside before turn-in?
I don't think he is, mate, but it was a bit hard to see. It was a very quick glimpse in my eye, but I think Mr. Puffett was... Oh, look at the pace coming through there.
Yeah, that's going to be one for race control. But
yeah, I think the car, whoever that was in your team, I think he's going for a bit of a holiday through drive through Netherlands.
Quite possibly, could be.
Fitzy's doing really well. He's got a bit of pace tonight. He's looking good out there. Car's looking very, very settled. Bottom of the screen, Rushy and Dooley are going for it flat out as well. Dooley taking the inside line. Looks like he might have it done, but Rushy's not giving it up. He's taking his inside line and making him go all the way out wide. Will they be able to get back and fight a bit? No, Rushy has lost that position. He lives to fight another day, though.
He does.
Because Troy Dooley isn't really who he's racing. He needs to get on the back of Troy Dooley now, because behind him is Brett Taylor, who's got himself up in the second place. He's 7 seconds away, but we'll see what happens with...
Beck's claiming that you said iRacing start before changing to founded, so I'll be honest, I kind of have to agree with Beck on that one.
Well,
you didn't specifically say founded when you posed the question.
Before the answer was guessed, you had plenty of time to keep Googling. There was plenty of time before it was answered, and I did make it even more clearer that I meant founded. Started. Founded to me is the year it started. So, yes, it will stick. It will stay. Sorry, Beck. Maybe.
Really wanted those pry bars.
Maybe, oh, it was pry bars we just gave away, didn't I?
Yeah.
Didn't I just say a soldering kit before again, didn't I?
Yeah, no, it was pry bars.
My brain is all over the place tonight. We're not too far. What are we at? We're at the 20-minute mark, mate. So, when are we going to see pits, do you reckon? Around the 25, 30 minutes?
Well, they've got to be able to get home to an hour, so it is. They're at 55 litres for the tank, so if they can save 30, if not, then yeah, probably 25. It's going to come down to how much saving they can do. We've had no safety cars just yet either, so that's making it harder.
Everyone is really, at the moment, everyone is really gapped out, apart from Jamie Davis and Matty Parker chasing down Jaden Green. The rest of the field is really gapped out. Benjamin Brook is like 7/10 on Blake Urquhart. Mickey Clifton is catching Scotty Weston. He's 6/10. Brad Hayes has just been passed by John Gallen, and now John Gallen's got Brad Hayes and Kurt Nommensen chasing him down. Oh, Nommensen has just dropped well off there. I don't know if he's going to slow down or what.
I've seen no incident report from him. The Coleman in the chat. Well, this is great to have you out there, Luke. We mentioned him before, Sinker. Brett Taylor's having a mega run tonight. He's up 11 spots and into the top 10.
Yeah, really good. Mickey Clifton, 17. The rock star with his window of his car open. You can just, if you look close enough, viewers, you can just see the hair flickering out the window.
I wonder if he has a mullet on his helmet yet. Let's have a look. Let's see if he's put a mullet on there yet. He hasn't. Very disappointing.
You're assuming it's a mullet. Maybe it's just all straight, like, you know, like like hard rock and metallic sort of hairdo where it's just all straight from the fringe down.
Maybe. If he actually lost a position and went back to P16, he'd be P16 and up 16 positions.
Rushy is really struggling with his car now. I think he's done the rears because I just saw him go around a couple of corners there and the tail was wagging everywhere.
Need a safety car to make it fun? Well, unfortunately, we don't have give a donation and we'll call a safety car. Maybe if we run a charity race at some point, that will definitely be one of them.
Yeah, Cowan's got nearly just about to pass Mark Horton. They're having a great little fight there at the moment behind Sean Rigby. I might switch my camera onto Mr. Cowan. He's there. And he's putting pressure on like crazy now. He's had his drive-through. He's catching Mark Horton. And they're both chasing down Sean Rigby. This is the closest thing we have to a battle at the moment. Mickey Clifton's on Scotty Weston, if you've got him on the top screen. Mickey Clifton's just about to pass him. He's up 17 places on Scotty Weston, up 2 places. So having a great little run there, Mr. Clifton.
He's having a push hard to make
his hair then? Did you see his hair?
No, I didn't.
Oh. No, it wasn't there.
Maybe it should be. Maybe his car should have long hair from the roof to the back.
Brandon Levin has done a smart thing here. He's gone for an early pitch at the 22-minute mark, maybe to get himself over and under the boys at the front of the grid and catch up to Jamie and hopefully help him out.
That might actually offset his fuel, though, where he now needs to either save or take a two-stopper to get home, as Mick Clifton's also come into the lane as well.
Ooh, Rockstar Clifton and Brandon Levin. Peter Paz been very quiet tonight.
He has.
He's up 9 places. He's keeping out of the naughty zone, so he's doing really well, keeping it clean.
Well, we know he struggled with that a couple of weeks ago out at Aragon. He got caught up in some less than favourable incidents for himself. But it appears tonight he's just having a strong run. He's up 9 into the top 15 and just trying to take home a solid chunk of points as he has a big wiggle through turn 4. And just to somehow catch it.
Here's one for you tomorrow night for around the dinner table.
Yep.
Will Brown, drive through black flag.
No, you want to just rephrase that actually, Sinker, because you've just said Will Brown, not Will Munro. So Will Munro has to drive the penalty, which we expected. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe natural subconscious. So yeah, Will Munro has to drive the penalty. Not that surprised by, to be honest with you. I mean, he did just absolutely torpedo the side of James's car. The only real life one he could have had was if he was beside James before point of turn in, which it was minuscule at most. So race control would have picked that apart profusely.
I think what stuffed him was the slow pace that Puffett was actually going at around that corner.
Yep.
And he just misjudged it. Matty Parker has gone in the pits, so he's going to take the early stop as well. So let's see how he goes compared to Levin and where it comes out. Levin's last lap, 149.5. His best, 143.17. So his best lap is up there with the boys in the top 3.
I'm also going to point out it won't be conversation for the dinner table tomorrow. It'll be conversation when he pours himself a scotch after the race.
Are you going to say, what the hell, you going to pour me one?
No, I'm going to say, what were you thinking, you idiot? Why would you try and dive there?
Oh, well. It's all good. Scotty Weston's in the pits now as well. Okay, so Matty Parker has come out, still in front of 11 by
about 3 positions or
so. 3 positions and about 3.5 seconds gap. So it's not a bad drive there for 11. He's still there. He's down.
It is Levin's position though. I mean, like Parker's always going to give it up. Oh, but Levin trying to go up the inside of Brad Hayes. That's not the spot to do it, Brad or Brandon. And that's not going to look at the fact he's just turning around. So that is going to take Brandon Levin out of the fight. Unfortunately, that's definitely going to be a drive through. Angus Lawford's in the lane. Jaden Green is also in. 26 minutes into this race. So Jamie Davis. No, he was skidding then. That was a big skid to try and not get a speeding in pits.
He's not quick enough. Let's see what Jamie can do. I will go to the boys in the pits at the moment, mate. See how much they get. There's actually no point right now because you need them on the way through, on the way back, don't we?
Yeah.
But everyone's going in. Lawford, Green,
my God.
Patrick, Clutterbuck.
I've just seen Cowan catch up to Hayes at a rapid rate of knots on his camera. That almost looked like he was going to rear end him then.
Yeah.
That's some wild pace.
I need to fly and drop some oil on that track.
I've just seen Erky on his camera take a massive swig of drink while he's in the pits, and he had big old chipmunk cheeks on then for a second.
I'm just wondering if David 747 Simmons is thinking that he's in what was that show? Air America. He's just going to just fly in and just dump some oil on the track and fly off. Oh, dear.
So heap of cars in pit lane. Clutters, Rushworth, Taylor, Gallen, Urquhart, Pavlovic, Hughes and Hayes have now all taken stops. Cowie is yet to take a pit stop in this race. Same with Jakey Edwards, who's down the order. Same with the top three of Mitch Noble, Troy Dooley and Jamie Davis, who leads the way. He'll be trying to save fuel, get to the half an hour portion of this race to try and one-stop this one. Jamie loves rolling the dice on a one-stopper, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But, you know, it's one of them's bound to work. I think he's doing the Cowie of season 2, where he's in. Is he past Puffett in the pit entrance then or not?
No. He's slotted in behind him.
Oh, that might cost him a few seconds. Hopefully there was no contact through that. All right, I'm going to take my camera to the boys down at Lawford.
I've just noticed, because so Parker's actually done something here which is quite interesting. He's rolled the dice knowing he's getting disqualified, and he's actually jumped the other boys in the pit lane.
He has. He's done a great job there. I'm not sure if it's fuel related, because Matty Parker only filled up for 18.9 seconds.
He did.
The rest of the boys are all 20 plus, so 24.4.
Unless they took tyres, maybe, and he didn't.
Don't know.
Well, he's actually going to steamroll past Jamie Davis and take the lead of the race, because Davis is still in the pit box. Green did not get a speeding in pits, so both Lawford and Green come past him. He comes out of the lane. Similar stop time to the other boys. Here comes Levin. He's not going to get past him either. So corrected at the moment. Matty Parker leads on the road, but he will be getting disqualified. So Angus Lawford is the corrected leader of this race, with Jaden Green and Jamie Davis on the podium with him at the moment as well. Oh, JP got a speeding in pit lane penalty.
Oh.
I wonder if Jamie tapped him into the lane and gave him the speeding in pits.
It's happened before. Jakey Edwards, Mitch Noble, and Sean Rigby have just got in the pits as well. Andrew Cowan too, so they're in there at the moment. They're last of them. No, Callum Hodgkinson's still got a pit as well, so he's going for a long run. That I tell you what, Parker, he made up a lot of time in that pit. Obviously, he made 6 seconds for the pit length itself, and that's put him up in front of Angus and Jaden. So
yeah,
he's a great little run.
He's made up 6 seconds. So unless there's 2 stops definitely in this race, and he's taken the shorter one early to get the track position, and then going to take the longer one later, I'm not sure, but this is it could be a bit of a masterstroke from Matty here. Not that it's going to count for anything because he can't take points.
Yeah.
But it's bragging rights, isn't it? Hey, I won on the road. If I joined in the right car, I would have won this race.
Yeah, exactly.
Troy Julie's just coming past Daniel Clutterbuck. Andrew Rushworth still leads the AMs. He's now got Calvin Hodgkinson in behind. He needs a pit stop, though, on this race. So, although he has made it to half an hour, so Cal could actually do a one-stop in this race now, Cowie. Oh, Sinker.
Yeah,
Cowie.
definitely.
I'm thinking of Cowie because he normally does the one-stop.
Anyone who's done, so even Jamie might get away with the 16. Maybe the boys on the 15s and 14s are just on the cusp. We'll get to see. What happens. But you just never know. We've seen it happen before with drivers have to go through the last second. Here comes, who's that going in?
That's Cal. So Callum's come in for his one and only stop of the race thus far. Jake Edwards is down the order because if you recall, he had a penalty earlier.
Second,
he had his incident earlier. So one thing we need to remember as well, so Will Munro's up ahead of him, but he took a stop on lap 3 after losing his rear wing. He will need another stop in this race to get home. So that will take him out of contention a little bit for anything unless there's pure nuclear warheads, as we have been expecting thus far.
I would have driven with the mullet for a while, mate. I wouldn't have gone in. Just trying to clock the laps down a little bit.
Without what with Mr. Clifton, that we're saying.
Oh no, with the mullet that your dad got in the back where the wing came off.
Oh yeah.
I would have tried to extend it to
that wouldn't be that wouldn't be a mullet though, because a mullet would be longer at the back.
Reverse
so
mullet, but we did call. Who was it? We called Chris. What's his name? Chris Miller. We called it a mullet when he lost his boot. That's why I'm calling it. Look at these boys in the bottom screen. How close are they each other with? That's Jaden Green and Lawford following each other down the straight. Look at
they're
this.
bump drafting to save fuel.
Oh, bump draft like crazy.
That's a fantastic strategy. We've seen that play off before with some of the Vermilion drivers, and they were previously in, I believe, the GT series on the Fridays. We raced at Daytona. They bump drafted the whole bowl section lap after lap, built gap, but also saved fuel to only do a one-stopper in an hour-long race. So it's a good strategy, especially with such a long straight at this track. So that's it's unfortunate for Jamie because his teammates not right behind him, so they can't do the same strategy. He just has to try and cut clean laps at the moment and just try and cut down the gap that he's got ahead of him up to Green and Lawford.
Than these boys at the front at the moment.
Yeah.
Jamie's last lap was a 1:43.094, and the boys in front of them are all 2 tenths, 4 tenths, 3 tenths slower. So he's doing great pace, but I'm not sure how it's going to go. Not sure. 11 is about a second off the pace of Jamie at the moment, so he's not going to be catching him anytime soon.
He might be fuel saving though, remember. He did do 4 seconds faster on the actual fuel stop as well. So
Doddsy reckons he's getting close to 100 races at SRW. Well done, Doddsy.
In one series, Doddsy, or just overall? Because I think normally we count it at by series, isn't it, Sinker, that we count it?
It do, depends on. Look, our record keeping needs to be done over the summer. If anyone wants to come in and help the admin and go through a heap of data, that'd be awesome. Because what we want to do is catch it up like the...
If you want to go through data, we should specify.
The Formula Superlights, I mean...
the amount of data they've got.
Hutto's gone through and
the
caught
way
all that up.
The way it would be is, over the summer, we would implement every single race finish into... SimRacer Hub. It would give us all of our stats automatically. So that's the one thing that we probably need to do the most. Actually, is put everything in SimRacer Hub.
Well, that's what gives you everything. It gives you all the stats and everything like that. But still, it's just heaps of data crunching, and then then I can dedicate a section on the website, which is like a Hall of Fame, basically.
So I'll give you a stat sinker.
Yeah, man.
This is my 161st or 62nd SRW broadcast.
Wow. So by the end of season 1, you should be very close to your 200th broadcast.
Would be, yeah. If we include the 500 and the AOWN, it'll probably come before the last round of season 1. That's assuming that I do all 3 broadcasts every week and I don't miss a race at all, which
Our time flies, mate.
I know. I'm at over 270 broadcasts now, Sinker. Like, I'm closing in on 300 at this point.
Beautiful.
So this stage,
Pav's just called something in.
Oh, okay. Why has Pav called something in? I've seen that Callan Hodgkinson's had a moment. So Callan's had a moment. Will Munro's come in for his next stop. Yeah, so Callan came in. What's he done down here? Oh, he went straight ahead. And he pulled the
that's
joker
what Josh did earlier on.
Yeah, so that'll be why. That'd be how Jacob copped his crash earlier on. So that's what's happened to Callan. Will Munro's now come in, done his official second pit stop of the race. He can now get home. Ben Simpson is at a moment in his...
Nevin has just received his drive-through for that incident earlier on. So that's his race. Oh, that's a nice spin.
That was a wild compression lock from Ben Simpson.
Yeah. That beautiful SRW logo on the side of that car looked good. Oh,
A
look at the boys
full-
down the
full
bottom here,
compression.
man. Oh, look at that little fight they got going on. That is unbelievable.
You need to pick a different camera, Sinker. That was looking at trees then.
Was it? Oh, look at. Is that Parker in front of them? It is.
Yeah, it is Parker.
Yeah.
As I said, you need to update your trading panes.
Doing a great job down there. He's really getting stuck in and getting in the way.
The other closest battle we have is currently John Gallen on the back of a skirty and skatey Mitch Noble up towards the moto hairpin. Trying to go too wide through there. Gallen with a slight lock-up. I don't know what it is about John, whether he's got something going on at the moment or what. He's just not racing up to his previous caliber here on Tuesday night, Sinker.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Maybe he's got, it's hard to maintain quality and pace all year round, man. You're looking at, 36 races per, if you're doing multiple series.
Here comes Lawford, takes the lead from Parker just quickly as well. So Lawford now leads.
Yep.
I mean, I suppose he won a championship back-to-back across 2 different leagues over 2 seasons. So this season now is probably just him resetting his brain and just trying to keep sharp in the supercar. Although next season when we go to Gen 3, that's going to be, bar nothing probably.
828 Sean Rigby's been told to readdress to, I think, to Peter Pav for an incident there. Rick Brooks, nice to see Anger's teammates show up to help out tonight. It's always good to see teammates out there fighting it out, which is really good. And they're doing really well together, really well. Davis is like 7 seconds off the back of these boys, and they're currently, he is lapping just under 5/10 slower than them.
Just going to put this open entry out now. If anyone would like to race in an Infinity Motorsport car in the Sandown 500, we have a seat open as well.
Yeah.
I unfortunately couldn't get another one of my teammates to fill the second car with my other driver that I've got lined up. So if anyone's interested, send me a message on Discord. We'll have a chat.
There's actually a section in our Discord where you can actually put that in, Hamish, too. So
Yeah. I'll be putting a post in there as well. Might even message a couple of drivers to say, hey, you want to come have a drive in an Infinity Motorsport car? And
I'll be busy that day, mate.
oh, mate, don't worry. The offer was never going to go to you, Sinker. Don't worry.
Is that because I've got a tendency of taking out my teammates?
No, it's because it's actually my good driver that's in that car.
Oh, okay. All right, so at the moment we've got Rigby, who just readdressed his position on Peter Pav. He is now hunting him back down again. Up the front, you can see Matty Parker, Jaden Green and Angus Lawford having a bit of a stoush on both screens. And the next battle's Fitzpatrick on Dooley. He's 8/10, followed by Benjamin Brook, Blake Urquhart and Mickey Clifton. They're hunting down Benjamin Brooks. I might change my camera, Hamish, down to Benjamin Brooks at the moment. Give those boys in the middle of the pack a bit of a run.
Yep.
And let him come out of his pits as well.
Oh, Greg, if you're speaking for Kurt, send me a message. Maybe we can have a chat about doing a bit of a combined effort at this point. I'm happy to do a half and half livery if you want. Or just
left half and right half?
Yeah, like a zipper.
Like a zipper. Actually put a zipper on it, mate.
I will, like the F1 car in the 1999.
Have the zip undone, right? And a hairy chest all the way down the middle of the top of the car, and then have the zip actually on the bonnet.
It's not your car, Sinker.
My imagination's just crazy, isn't it?
I want to see you pull that off on your half-finished liveries out there.
I might surprise you.
Oh, maybe.
Well, we're actually driving for the first time in the Enduro. We'll be driving a Commodore, mate. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, the BAR F1 style. That's right, Greg. Exactly right. Martin Lipsky's had a moment down at the Moto hairpin. What's he done? Oh, self-spin. Another one down there. So they're really getting caught out under brakes. And then Ben Simpson's been involved in another incident. What's he done in the 05?
Jacob Trainer has just passed Cowie. Hey, Jacob. Bit of confidence there from his session last night with the Phoenix driver development team. And by all means, shout out to Laz and Rehan, and believe me, it's well worth it. Banksy, get your team in there, mate. It's well worth it. I'll let you know right now. Every one of the boys got an improvement in times. Jamie Davis had 8/10 improvement at Sandown, which is pretty amazing. Here we go. Cards inside line. Oh, he got a lot of air. Oh, he's kept it off the car beside him. Well done, son. Great bit of movement. He looks like he's got the job done too. Well done. That looked like it was going to get awfully squirmy and close then, Hamish.
That did. It looked very squirmy. Looked very, very interesting between them.
Yeah.
Urquhart has now gotten that position from Ben Brook. Further up the road, we've got 18 minutes left to run. Angus Lawford leads the way to the second position car of Matty Parker, who will be copping a disqualification at the end of this race. So Jaden Green is corrected P2. Troy Dooley, currently corrected order sinker, is on the podium, and it seems that Jamie Davis has pitted early. He's gone for the earlier second stop to go down to P9, unless he's made a mistake. No, he has taken a second stop.
Yeah, it was 9 seconds. That was a top up. So now he's going, maybe, I don't think he took tyres the first stint round. Looks like he's a lot stickier around those corners, that's for sure.
Kurt Nommerson and Josh King bring their cars in the pit lane. Bit of a blink for Jamie Davis. Fitzpatrick and Clutters into pit lane as well now. Yep. Also, Greg, if
lollipop car. What
lollipop
is
car?
That? I'm going to go update my livery. That looks disgusting.
Where is it?
Just whose car's that?
That's JP.
Behind PER. All right, on my screen, I should take a photo of it. Looks like a lifesaver.
JP? No, it's not even JP. Who is it? Hang on. So who's that? You're looking at Peter Pav.
No, John Gallen.
Oh, hang on.
I've got John Gallen.
Let me see. Oh, guess who it is? It's Mitch Noble.
The car looks like a lollipop. Seriously, it looks like one of those things with the yellow, pink, and green trim around it. I better change that so our sponsors at Warren and Brown can appreciate. Oh, but it's got the Warren and Brown logo on it. That's weird. Did I lose you then, mate? Or did
no, I'm still here. Sorry, I was responding to a message. Greg is straight on my blower to try and organise this joint car for the 500. So, Matty Parker.
You're working.
Matty Parker, Jaden Green are in the pit lane now. Angus Lawford still leads the way. Man, I want you to tell that to my cat, who has knocked to leave my room 3 times. He's left, come back, 3 times at this point. I'm getting over having to get up and open the door for him.
Mine's under my bag, mate.
Yeah.
Think how they're already on it. We just do different sessions to your team. Ah, the secret sauce. Nice work, mate. Nice work. Yes. No pressure, Banks. I was just recommending it because the boys do a great sesh.
So interestingly for you, Sinker. So Jaden Green. So we saw Matty Parker take the shorter stop earlier. He's had to take a longer stop this time by. Jaden Green has come out ahead of him. Davis, though, still hasn't managed to make up the 3 seconds now he has to gain on Matty Parker, although he has got that P3 in hand at this stage because of Matty's disqualification. Troy Dooley is in P2, needs a stop. Angus Lawford, P1, needs a stop with 15 minutes to go in this race. There are a multitude of cars in pit lane. Ben Brook, Andrew Rushworth, John Gallen, Blake Urquhart, Marty Hughes at this stage.
Yeah, that was close. That was real close. There was nearly contact in the pits then. We know that now the fast lane and the pit lane can give you contact no matter where you are in the pits these days. So the drivers got to be careful with that.
They do. They really do. Dodzy saying the cat's probably hungry, Hamish. No, he's not hungry. He had his tea. He just wants to be annoying. He loves doing that to me, especially mid-broadcast. So Angus Lawford's come in.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Cats are interesting people, let me tell you.
They really are. All of them have a different personality.
Lawford's in.
He is.
Lawford's in.
We're on board with Green, who's got Parker in behind him. So we'll see where Lawford ends up. Every cat has a distinct personality, Sinker. I had a one-eyed cat before.
Did ya?
Yep. Guess what happened to him?
They've all got one eye when you pull their tail.
Well, no, but guess what happened to him?
What?
He got hit by a car.
Coming from the wrong side of his
Yeah,
eye.
he didn't see it.
God.
No.
Here comes Parker coming past, and
Green's come out ahead. So Green's come out ahead of Lawford.
Oh, look at that. Bottom screen, top screen. Look at that join. Zipper. Oh, Parker's going to put the pressure on.
He will. But we might see some team play here from Green just to let Lawford go, knowing that Lawford has a chance to win this title. So we might see Green actually start to slow up before the end of the race and give Lawford the win. But Lawford's now gone past Parker. I mean, if I was driving in Green's shoes, knowing that I've missed majority of the season, I'd give Lawford the win because he needs it to be able to win. You know, it'll help him win his championship.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No doubt they're already talking about it. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, they will
definitely, it definitely is something they would do straight out.
I wonder I wonder if Dooley could pull off a one-stop here.
Oh, that's a tough one,
Because
man.
Green the whole way, we should get about 42 laps. That's not going to help him, though.
Nah. His tyres are starting to let go as well. Joy Gallen, Mrs. Gallen, welcome to the show.
Yeah, his name was Stephen.
The cat?
He was quite funny. He was a funny little cat.
Stephen.
Well, it was my ex-partner's brother's cat, and he came to stay with us for a while whilst her brother was sorting some stuff out. So
and never left.
Yeah, unfortunately he didn't. So
Troy Julie is in the pits.
He is. So this will now give Jaden Green the lead of this race.
Troy Dooley and get him. Here he is coming up on the sticks as we speak.
Joy Gallen is John Gallen's mother. Thank you for joining us, Joy. We appreciate it. Your son at the moment, unfortunately, he's down 10 spots, not having the best of races, but he's the defending champion, of course. He's had some mega runs in the past, and maybe he's using this season just to get his brain back together and focus for next season again.
Dooley's come out, and he's come out behind Blake Fitzpatrick.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, he's dropped down a fair few places there. He's just gone from first to sixth.
Yeah, I think Levin's also copped a penalty from earlier, Sinker, because he's
he's already gone
10 now.
Yeah, he's already done his drive-through, and he's done his second pit too. The boys are everyone's still putting on a great battle here and there. The biggest battle is actually down the back at the moment.
Don't celebrate too early because we don't want to let him know that Brett Taylor's currently winning the AMS race.
Ooh.
So I just wanted to point that out. Don't tell him.
He's excited. Don't tell him.
Chat, don't tell him.
Don't tell him. It's probably too late.
I'm sure he's aware.
Waiting right now, his phone's going ding, 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 ding. You're winning the race.
I'm sure he's aware. He'll look at his timing tower and he'll realise that Rushy's behind him, but we can't put him off from this because this would be extraordinary.
He's got a fair bit of catching up to do there. He's 2.6. He's nearly 4 seconds behind him. So that's a great little buffer there that Mr. Taylor's got. We'll get to chat to Mr. Taylor in the box tonight, possibly. It's been a long run. It's been since, what was it, season 2?
Yes. Yeah, season 2. So I think last time we saw Brett win was... Did he win last week at Motegi?
No.
I feel like we've spoken to him recently. Maybe it was Aragon. Maybe it was Aragon he won. I'm not sure.
I'm going to start doing the James Puffett and start taking notes for every round.
Are you also going to offer up your beard to get shaved off, Sinker, if we ever do a charity event? Because James did it.
My little goatee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd shave that off in no time, mate. I every couple of months I take it off.
Oh, okay. Maybe wax off then. Maybe a wax strip.
Oh, no. I'll never take it off. No, you'd have to pay me $1,000 to take it off.
That's what James was claiming until we hit 80,000 and he had to shave it off. Well, maybe a wax strip then. Maybe because I'd love for us to do it. I'd love for us to do a charity event for like Cancer Council or something. you know, I had an immense amount of ideas for multi-class endurance charity events that we could do. So we'll have a chat off air about that. One of them I will mention was a multi-class all-Ford event at Belle Isle for 13 hours. Can you imagine that?
Isle.
At Belle Isle, because it's in Detroit. It's where obviously Ford's head office is and stuff.
You'd have car pieces everywhere.
You would, but
it would be good if iRacing left the pieces there.
Yeah, we just have a stack of rubbish that's been left from the cars crashing.
Ooh, Angus Lawford has just swapped places with Jaden Green.
Yeah, he's just come past. They're actually battling, it seems.
Oh.
Greg's saying sounds like no team orders. Apparently it's papaya rules, but I'd say it's more cyan rules at this point.
Yeah. Don't get me on the papayas, man. I used to like them, but no, I don't know.
Oh, it appears that Parker and Green are still side by side down towards the moto hairpin. Parker backs out of it.
Yep.
He's running a very good race tonight, is Matty.
Yes, he is. So what happens? We've got nothing to lose.
It's actually unfortunate that he's joined in the wrong car, because this would be an immense amount of points for him, but oh well, that's what happens.
Yeah, well, you know, the rule is you start in a Holden, you finish in a Holden. You start in the shitbox, you finish in the shitbox. You start in the Mustang, you finish in the Mustang.
I'm not even going to get started on my disdain for the front end of the Camaro for the Gen 3s. The Mustang is so much nicer.
Oh, it is. It's a sexy car.
Oh, it's so good.
To even try it.
The new Mustang is gorgeous. It's so nice.
Scotty Weston is all over the back of Rushy at the moment, so that's going to...
I remembered the point I was going to make earlier as well, Sinker, before I forget. So anyone out there who doesn't own either of the supercars, or if you only own one of them, if you don't own a Gen 2 supercar, buy it. And if you own 40% of content, you will get, obviously, iRacing dollars back to buy the Gen 3 version of it. If you have 40% content, Sinker, you'll actually get free iRacing credits out of it. I did it with the McLaren GT3 car. I bought what is now the Legacy McLaren before it became Legacy. Got iRacing credits, and I actually had about $2 or $3 of iRacing credits left over when I bought the new car because of my 40% discount. So they don't take the 40% discount into consideration when they give you the iRacing credits to buy the car.
Billy Mole, no, it pauses. It's probably because he told me I can stick my strategy. That's probably what actually is. He declared that Billy Mole.
And that's coming down to why Matty's doing so well.
I reckon he's lost himself a really good hitman there.
He's probably got Pato in there with him giving him the strategy, and Billy's been given the stick.
Yeah.
We're about 5 minutes to go.
Where to go, Billy?
Yeah.
He's a grumpy old man, Matty Parker.
He is.
Get him some mornings, man. I don't know what he's like in the vets, but I tell you what, from the very day I've met him, he hasn't changed.
He was very heated when he got a win taken off him at the start of a season, one season. We've got 5 minutes to go, though. No safety cars this race, Sinker. So we're going safety carless. This is the first time in quite a few weeks that we're going safety carless across the Tuesday night supercars. I don't think there's even been a week this season that we've had no safety cars across all our series.
Oh, yeah. Last week was a terror. Last week was an absolute shocker for safety cars. I reckon we would have broken records for safety cars last week.
So, Stephen, only do that if you have 40% content discount, so you get the 40% off. Otherwise, you won't get the free iRacing dollars. So only do it if you have 40% of content. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
We've got 4 minutes left, man. We've got 4 minutes left, and the boys are doing 1.42. 1.44 laps. So
Weston's
just dropped a bit of a squeaking tail from Weston.
He's dropped spots somehow. I'm not sure how. He must have had a moment. Ben Simpson's had a moment, though. Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
So Simpson had a moment in his 05 car. What's he done? Oh, he's caught the throttle too early. Yeah, he did what Mitch did earlier in the race. It's unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
At the moment, Brett Taylor leads the AMS by 6.5 seconds over Andrew Rushworth, who's trying to get past Scotty Weston and chase down. He has, and he's trying to chase down Brett Taylor, but Weston gets it back off him. Once again, another scenario, Sinker, where Brett Taylor, who actually is driving with Scotty Weston in the Sandown 500, Brett Taylor is going to owe Scotty Weston so many Christmas cards this year based on how many times Weston's helped defend someone from chasing down Brett Taylor in the AMS.
I like Scotty Weston. He's got a great attitude about him, man. He's just one of those guys out there and has fun and just goes for it. He's a cool dude.
He is. He was a little bit upset at the prospect of us changing the date for the 500 to have Gen 3.
Rightly so, we tested the waters.
He had very fair points, and that poll was never necessarily going to be concrete. It was so we could understand what our drivers may have wanted. We were never going to definitely change the date just based off the results of that poll.
The massive policy I have with what we do with SRW, and that is to hear the driver's perspective, hear the driver's voice always, and find out what they like and what they don't like. And they don't always get what they want, but it gives us a bit of an indication of what we need to do.
So Lawford at this stage still leads the way. He's got Green, his teammate, P2 on the road. Matty Parker's in P3, but he is on for disqualification. So Jamie Davis is the provisional P3 sitter at the moment, 12 seconds back. He's not pushing hard, Sinker, because he knows that Parker's going to get disqualified, so he doesn't need to fight anyone for this position.
No, correct. For him, it's consistency. Get the points up the pointy end all the time, and we've seen drivers win titles like that. AKA Joe Mahoney's. He did exactly the same thing. He didn't win a race pretty much all season one, and won the final round to win the title. So it's been done before. Consistency is the key.
We've got under 2 minutes to go now. It'll be white flag when we cross the line.
Going to go to Brett Taylor.
Yep.
Being that he is the leading AM and having a great shot at it.
So white flag lap this time by. Final lap of the race. We've got under 2 minutes to go, and it's a 1 minute 40 lap time. So Lawford and Green just have to survive one more lap to claim their 1-2 finish here tonight. They would join the long list of teams, or the short list teams I should say actually, who have completed a 1-2 finish with their teammate across all of our series. It's not been done too often. Carlins, they've done it the most in the SFLs. I know Velocity Sim Labs have done it multiple times. Vermilion Motorsports, I believe that, I don't think Phoenix have done it yet. I'm not
sure. What's that, top two?
Yeah, 1-2 finish.
No, not yet. Not yet.
So not many teams have done it.
No. Fishies have done it.
Yeah. Fishy, Carlins, Velocity Sim Labs, Vermilion.
Labs. Vermilion.
I don't think there's many others out there who've done it.
Yet.
Yeah. Well, now's your best chance, actually, with Jamie and Brendan out there, to be fair. So,
look, they need to. Jamie's. I don't think he's driving quite at his peak at the moment, so he's got a few more rounds to get his head around it.
What Jamie's doing is he's trying to risk manage his season. He knows that he's lost 3 titles now in 2024 because he's lost too many license points and had a round ban because of his own mistakes. So right now he's just trying to risk manage, put himself in a position where he can actually race the final round and challenge for the championship. So, a P3 tonight is a great effort and a great chunk of points for him, but all eyes are on the Simbriggs machines. All eyes are on Project 36, who joined the short list of teams to take a 1-2 finish in SRW. Lawford and Green on the top 2. Parker finishes P3 on the road, but is yet to get disqualified, so Jamie Davis will finish on the podium overall in P3 once the provisional results have been fixed. That'll put Fitzpatrick P4 on the road. Dooley will come home inside the top 5 after an immense effort. Houghton, Clutters, Levin, Edwards, and Brett Taylor, who leads the AMS at the moment, will not only finish inside the top 10, he will win the AMS this evening, and he will lead the championship into round 7 next week.
What a race. Mickey Clifton, the biggest mover and shaker, up 16 places. So that rear Gritty got himself Oh, look at Taylor come across that line. Oh, he's just flown it like crazy. He's going to be a very, very happy man. Very happy man.
As are these boys, the Project 36 machines. They join an extraordinary and very, very talented list of teams to get a 1-2 finish in SRW. We mentioned them. Most recently, teams like Carlin's Motorsport, Velocity Sim Labs, Vermilion Motorsports, Fishy Motorsports as well. This is very, very talented waters for these guys to be in.
Tell you what, Brett Taylor, Andrew Rushworth, Mitchy Noble, all three of them, AMS drivers, mixing it with the Pro-Ams tonight. Really well, really well. They've done an exceptional job. Brett Taylor, hats off, mate. 11th position in this grid of drivers is not an easy feat at all. He's beaten Burkhart, Gallen, Weston, Clifton. There's some fast drivers out there in this series.
So we will wait for our corrected top three to come and join us here this evening, as well as our AM winner of Brett Taylor this evening. What a race it was, though, out at Portimao. No safety cars this evening, but we may see some on Sunday when we got those pro boys out there really pushing for position and pushing for points as well. The provisional race results as follows. How they finished on the road. Angus Lawford will come home P1 ahead of Jaden Green and Jamie Davis in P3. Blake Fitzpatrick, Troy Dooley inside the top 5. Mark Houghton, Daniel Clutterbuck, Brandon Levin, Jake Edwards will make up the top 9. Brett Taylor will get inside the top 10 and he'll take himself only, I believe it's single digits still. On one hand you can count it, but another AM win for himself and inside the top 10. Scott Weston in behind will separate Taylor and P2 in the AMs. Andrew Rushworth this evening. John Gallen, Blake Urquhart, Mick Clifton make up the top 15. That was a good comeback from Mick. That's 17 spots up from where he started. Benjamin Brook, Mitch Noble, Sean Rigby, Marty Hughes were the top 19 cars on the road this evening. As it moved back to Andrew Cowan, Peter Pavlovic, Will Munro, Brad Hayes, Jacob Traynor, Callan Hodgkinson, Josh King, Kurt Nommensen, Martin Lipsky, James Parfitt further back. And then Di Feldman was 3 laps down. Ben Simpson 4 laps down. Matty Parker, as mentioned, was disqualified as well. So that was an immense finish for these drivers. He wasn't last, to be fair. And you can see Sinker's
drivers
got
are all
the
lining up on the they're all the burnouts are in the bottom screen there for you people to watch. The boys are lining up, the Sim Rigs boys, and Jamie's like, "Yeah, I'm getting into this picture as well." There's Grandpa at the back, Mr. Brett Taylor, having a great job, mate. Great job out there. He's got it smashed onto that gear.
He does indeed.
He's gonna blow the engine up.
He might. I always, if I'm doing burnout sinker, I'm always pushing to blow the engine up.
We can't push him to join the room. He's got to get his celebration out of his system, doesn't he?
He does.
Get that chance very often.
Jaden Green's in there, but we'll wait for his teammate because we'll interview them at the same time, being that they got the 1-2.
Yep. Well, okay. Jaden Green's in the room. The bus, I'm happy.
That's
we're always happy when everyone's happy.
That if Jaden and Angus are racing together in the 500 sinker, they are going to be a very dangerous combination.
I'll have to have a look to see if they've joined. I can't remember.
You guys will have to have a look out for them. I know Angus has raced Scops previously as a co-driver for, I believe, Connor Nixon. So they are going to be very, very, apart from my dad taking out James. Don't blame me, blame my dad. That's not me. That's him. Brett Taylor, our winner. Here he is. Brett Taylor back up on the top step for the AMs. Inside the top 10. And we believe you will either now be leading the AM Championship or you'll be you'll be even closer now thanks to Jeremy Bush not being here this week.
It helps when Bushy doesn't turn up.
But mate, what a run for you tonight. You know, we mentioned that your season's been a little bit up or down, but I think your championship run this season has been helped from the fact that you've had a little bit of championship high overhang from last season, and you've actually kept the performances going early in the season. You didn't have those real negative runs early in the season. And tonight, where we know this is normally the changeover point for you to getting some good run towards the end of the season, you started off with a bang by getting a win in round 6.
Boom, mate. I'm pumped. I'm off me head. This is fantastic. First of all, I'm dedicating this race to me father-in-law who passed away Monday. That one's for you, Grugsy. But yeah. Oh, mate, seriously, I could crack a walnut right now.
Mate, are you doing a sheedy right now with your shirt off and swinging around above your head?
That is not chocolate that's sitting on my seat.
I love it, mate. I love it. We've already put out an APB, all bulletins out to the Geelong police to make sure they get the streak and it's running down Main Street at the moment.
He's running down Kerr Lewis, mate. Get him out of here. Get him. Get
mate,
inside.
are you having a ball or what?
Yeah, mate, I'm wrapped. I'm off my head. This is fantastic. It's been a bit of a struggle since I come close to Blake a couple of seasons ago. And then I was a little bit off the ball in that following season. And then it just, it seems to be always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Well, tonight, I'm putting her away in the cupboard.
Well, mate, you tell you what, that Tassie on your car, that little devil, that is what's carrying you through this season. That looks sensational.
So, Brett, I've got a very important.
You cannot get rid of it. You got to keep it, no matter what you change.
You do. I have got a very important question though, Brett, because you are running this Tasmania livery. Are you still running with Valve, or are you running as a Tasmanian privateer?
I'm a Tasmanian privateer, my friend.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Oh.
I am representing the island.
So if a certain team would
the map of Tassie.
If a certain team would allow you to still run Tasmania stuff on your car, would you be interested in conversations?
Oh, well, I think Tom Cruise said it best, didn't he? Show me the money.
Are you jumping up and down on the couch as well?
I'm jumping up and down the rig. And I've got Oprah right next to me, so I need to be careful.
Oh, well, you got Oprah right next to you. You must have P. Diddy on the other side.
So, obviously, Brett, so you're racing in the 500 with Scott Weston as your co-driver. This is correct?
Yes.
As East-West Tassie Racing.
Yeah.
Yep. You owe Scott Weston probably about 4 Christmas cards at this point now, because he was literally the Bass Straight ahead of Andrew Rushworth tonight, just holding him off.
Yes.
Like an absolute, gate warrior, not letting Rushy through.
Mate, that Mustang is normally really, really wide, but I believe it might have grown 4 or 5 inches either side of the car tonight.
I think so. I think it definitely was. I mean, he did yourself an absolute service, but you got yourself in a positive position by racing incredibly cleanly, having some great pace about yourself as well. Mate, let us know, helps get you out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well? And I'm almost certain that there's a couple of James Bogues that need to be careful of themselves in your fridge tonight, because I reckon they're going to be getting a workout.
They're going to get a touch up, don't you worry about that. Really, there's Tasmania for one. Thank the Rock, thank the little island. Tas Auto Sports hasn't quite jumped on board yet, but he might after this. And yeah, that's about it tonight, mate, and myself. Well, the boys at East West Racing as well, like they give me a hand. They give me a big hand. So I've got to help there. Got to give them boys a bit of a shout out as well. But go the Rock.
Mate, you're a fan favourite. Congratulations. And
Awesome.
I'm sure everyone out in the YouTube chat is stoked for you as much as you are.
Love it.
I know me and Hamish love having you up here and having a bit of a giggle with you.
I love it.
Absolute heart of gold, mate. And congratulations.
Thanks, fellas.
Brett, I want you to know as well, when I mentioned cult heroes in my little Gen 2 farewell post for the 500, you were specifically one of the cult heroes I meant.
Hamish, seriously, mate, I've just knocked the top off it.
All
right, let's get him out of here before we get banned.
Be good, mate. We'll hopefully chat to you next week once again.
Awesome, mate.
Take care, Mr. Taylor.
No worries. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. What a character!
What a legend, mate. He's always a good laugh to have Mr. Taylor in here, and he's a deserved winner tonight. And he is one of our favourites, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
we like to see him get up there.
It's not a lie, and it's not a narrative at all. He is genuinely a cult hero at this point in this series as an AM. And I kind of don't want him to win the title to keep that cult hero figurehead above him. But I think if there's anyone in the field I would love to see win an AM title more, it's Brett Taylor. You know, my dad's in the field, and I want Brett Taylor to win a title more than him. So, pick that apart however you want. But our P3 on the road this evening, after corrected figures, is, of course, Team SRW Motorsports. Jamie Davis, a P3 for you tonight, sir. A solid chunk of points. Helps you in your championship hopes. Now, you did give up a couple of points tonight, of course, to Angus Lawford, but you will still lead the championship out of this round after drop rounds. What was it like for you out there? Because it seems that this season you are just trying to run that consistent season. Try not to, stockpile your license points once again, and really try and risk manage and limit the possibility of you missing a round because of some silly mistakes.
Yeah, thanks, Hamish. Tonight was real tough. I've got the flu and possible gastro, maybe. Was there. I had the ball in front of me down the straight a couple of times trying to vomit, so I was just trying to get through it.
So were you like Mark Webber, peak Malaysian Grand Prix, just trying not to do it inside the car, pretty much?
Yeah, try not to do it inside the car, try not to get over me, but trying to keep the car on the track.
Well, mate, we'll try not to hold you for too long, being that you are in such a state. So, but a good solid chunk of points for you tonight. How did you find your practice and your preparation for this circuit before the race tonight?
I had all right, one lap pace. But Jaden and Angus, and Maddie, unfortunately for the disqualification, but they were way too quick race pace. So even if I was full match fitness, I wouldn't have been able to keep up. I had nothing.
Well, mate, I mean, what does the prospects look like now for the rest of the season? Of course, just try and keep it consistent and clean, and just hold on to this lead of the championship.
That's it. Consistency wins championships. So in the past, I haven't been consistent and been getting into trouble a lot. So if I just consistently stay clean, it should be alright.
Well, your points are nice and safe right now. I think you've definitely got less than 8. I think you got about 7 or 6. So you've done really well to get them back on track, mate. How was last night? The big question. How did you enjoy the session with Phoenix Driver Development?
Very, very insightful. There's a lot of tips he sort of taught us, and I gained 6/10 around Sandown. All trying to battle this flu and stuff as well. So the headaches with the headset on, and it wasn't pleasant, but we got through it.
Oh, mate.
Well, we won't talk to you much further, mate. Get out of here, get to bed, and relax. And Hamish will do the sponsors for you, mate. Get a cup of tea.
That's job as your team owner. He'll be doing them. But thanks for coming over chat to us, Jamie. Mate. Hopefully you feel better for next week, mate. We look forward to seeing how you go.
Thank you very much, fellas. Sorry I haven't been up for a chat or anything.
Nah, you're all good, mate. Totally understand.
It's all good, man.
Thank you to everybody.
And get better.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
See you, mate.
So, who gets Jamie and Team Motorsports, Team SRW Motorsports on track? Shunts Scenery, Warren Brown Tools, Grim Industry, NeuroPower, Shannon's Insurance, and I know I've forgotten something. Warren and Brown Tools, our main sponsor. Thank you to Warren and Brown for all the prizes that he gives out to us and gives out to all the people, and DSL Rail Services.
I was about to say, you also forget DSL Rail Services in the end there, Sinker, but you managed to pull it back, so congratulations.
Yeah.
But the fact that I rattle off
in there, boys, together.
I know the fact that I rattle off your team sponsors every single week. You should know them off by heart by now. But
I do, mate. But you never know when you forget one. Let's grab both of these lads in together.
Yeah, I'll grab Angus. You grab Jaden.
All right.
Mr. Angus Lawford, we're awaiting Sinker to figure out how to drag in your teammate Jaden Green. Here he is, Project 36. You guys, what a race, what a combination. You guys have now joined a very illustrious and short list of teams to have taken a 1-2 finish across all of our leagues. It's a very prestigious list. The likes of Fishy Motorsports, Carlin's Motorsport, Velocity Simlabs, Civilian Motorsports, and others as well. But boys, a 1-2 finish on the road after a double podium earlier in the season in Long Beach on the Sunday series. You've gone one better, and Angus, you've crept a little bit closer to Jamie Davis's championship lead. How does it feel, boys?
Oh, it was good.
That was very tough. But the car was a jet. That was an absolute wicked tune that we had in that thing.
Oh, we've already had a comment from
I'm
Mr.
laughing
Griffiths.
because your YouTube comrade at Project 36, watch out for the I didn't practice line coming.
Which one of you didn't practice? And I'm assuming it was Jaden.
Yep, I rocked up in the server and I hadn't turned a lap. So last time I turned here was in another league in 2014, so I got a podium. But yeah, for me to hop in, do 20 odd laps, and end up with the pace I did, I'm stoked. That was awesome.
We need to ask a very important question now, boys, because I reckon yous would be an incredibly dangerous combination if you're able to do it. Are you both driving together? You're doing the Sandown 500 together?
I knew the question. Yeah, we are. Angus's car.
Look out, gentlemen, because this combo, you guys could genuinely win that race. Honestly,
There's some really good combos out there.
There are.
We've got the Fishy Boys.
The Delaney special.
Well.
Yep.
Yeah, so they've been focusing on Scops this season, so they're going to be there's going to be some really good teams out there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a 2-day event and lots of prize to give away. I'm really looking forward to see how you boys do.
Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
I think you guys, they often mentioned, or they mentioned during the real life Enduros this year, of some teams who have A-level drivers in the B driver slot. And I think you guys perfectly encapsulate that. I mean, you guys are on pace together. Angus is probably the A driver, I'm going to assume, in this combination. But, Jaden, you would be right there as an A driver anyway if you guys could field 2 cars. I mean, you guys are pretty much on pace together. You're very consistent. You've got, great pace in this car. I think you guys could be very dangerous, especially when you're in the car, Jaden, against all of those co-drivers out there, because majority of co-drivers are going to be people who are not either in this series or who aren't as fast as their A driver. So that could be where you guys really make some gains, is during those co-driver stints across I think it's going to be 54 minimum laps as it is in real life for the co-driver. So you guys are going to make some massive gains in that sense, and probably actually give you a bit of a leg up in the qualifying as well, being that Jaden will have to put in a co-driver qualifying time as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, either one of us could be definitely the number one driver. Like, we're both same caliber in the car. There's no way you could sort of say that anyone's sort of on top of the other, especially when it comes down to consistency. I reckon he's got me on consistency, so yeah.
Well, that's another thing that's probably going to help you out as well, because one thing we often see with endurance races, you get to the co-driver section, and a majority of co-drivers can be quite inconsistent. So that, I think, will also be a benefit for you guys as well, seeing as Jaden, you've got pace, you've got consistency. It's really all just going to come down to if you guys can stay out of trouble at Sandown, but also just keep your car out of the pits. I mean, that's how you win endurance races, just keep it out of the pits. So you guys are going to be incredibly dangerous. You were incredibly dangerous tonight. Were you guys aware that Matty was going to get that disqualification, or were you wanted to get the bragging rights of having both cars in the top 2?
We got told probably about 20 laps into the race when Brandon joined us in Discord. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Matty Parker's getting DQ'd." And we're like, "What?" So he definitely put the heat on, even though he was getting a DQ. He drove really well to undercut us. But yeah,
He's got a bit of pace on him, the old fart.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate he jumped in the wrong car, because tonight would have been a good night for him to get a good podium with you boys.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, boys, it has been great to have a chat to you. Let us know, helps get you guys in Project 36 out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well. For myself and Sinky, congratulations to you, Angus, on your P1, and to you, Jaden, on your P2, and to your team, Project 36, to becoming the next team on the short list of teams to take a 1-2 finish here in SRW.
Cheers, guys. Definitely honoured to be on that list. We've got semrigs.com, Cataclysm PCs, CC Forged, Shockworks, and Quokka Mousepats sticking by us. So thank you guys for sticking behind us through these seasons, and hopefully we can continue doing a good job for these guys.
Also, shout out to RER, Revolution E-Racing, for giving us a jet of a set for tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent, mate. Well done, guys. Congratulations and good luck for the rest of the season. And Angus, good luck with the fight with Jamie for the rest of the season. I think it's going to be an absolute pearler.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you, guys.
All right, best of luck, boys. We'll chat to you hopefully next week.
No worries. Cheers, boys.
Definitely.
Well, Hamish, that was a stellar effort by these boys. I do love their livery as well. I love the touch of colour of black and
I want to see what this car would look like with the actual Simrigs red on it, because I think this thing would look like an absolute rocket with that on there. Like, I don't mind the teal, but if they had the actual Simrigs red, this thing would be. I think it would be the next level. It'd be next. I mean, we did it for so long when we had Simrigs on the side of our car. You know, and I never really, people like, my dad always used to ask me, well, why don't we tamper with colours? I'm like, 'cause it's a Simrigs colour. I'm going to have their red on there while they're with us. But,
Hamish, where are we at for the rest of the week, mate? What are our viewers looking forward to?
Mate,
tomorrow night?
we have got some massive racing coming everyone's way for the rest of the week for round 6 of the season, of course. And tomorrow night, SFL's VIR full course before we have a triple header of F1 shadow rounds to end out the season. This is going to be massive tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very dangerous course. We're not too likely going to see safety cars across that race because of how wide the circuit is and how often we just see cars go into the grass and end up out in the weeds as well. But we could very likely see a lot of incidents happening out on track. So we may see a safety car or two based on how heavily collided some cars come together. On Thursday night for the 8.6s, we head out to Motegi East Course. So we were just there for the Supercars. We're there this week for the GR8.6s. So that'll be pretty massive. The Legends drivers. Now the Legends are not going broadcast for the rest of the season because I want to race Legends. I raced in it last week. I can't race this week, unfortunately, but this week those guys will be able to go racing out at Phillip Island. I'm a little bit disappointed I'm missing Phillip Island this week, but I will be able to race at Cadwell Park the week after, so that'll be pretty cool. Cadwell Park. Yeah. For the rest of that series, if you guys are interested in racing in Legends, even though it's not broadcasted, it is free to race. You just have to be a registered SLW driver. Rest of the season, they've got Phillip Island this week, Cadwell Park the week after, Belle Isle for the second last round, and at the moment, I believe the Chicago Street Course is currently winning the poll for driver's choice ahead of Sandown. It is indeed. It's leading with 8 votes to 4. Brands Hatch has got 3 votes at the moment, but yeah, so it's looking more and more likely it's going to be Chicago Street Circuit for the final round, which should be pretty interesting. Belle Isle and Chicago back to back. You love to see it. And then back here on Sunday night for Portimao in the Supercars, where we'll go racing once again with our pro field. So you guys don't want to miss it. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, and the bell icon as well. We are now past the halfway point of the season. We've got 3 rounds to go of the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series, plus so much more to come your way by way of the sim, including the Sandown 500 at the end of the season, as well as the Australian Open Wheel Nationals. Conversations are already happening about track choices for that race. We can guarantee you it will not be Silverstone again because we ran it last time. That's the one thing that we can guarantee to everyone out there. But apart from that, we appreciate you guys being here with us once again. We appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining us here in SRW. Big shout out to all of our series sponsors, including our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools, for their continued support here on the Tuesday night Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series and the Sunday night V8 Supercars Championship, as well to Cooler Master for their support of the Wednesday night Super Formula Championship, and to Shannon's Insurance for their support of the GR86 Nationals on Thursday, as well to our other sponsors, NeuroPower, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Group Ministries, the home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia for the news, interviews, and other studio segments. But I've been Hamish Munro, joined once again by Stephen Sinkovic here for round 6 of Season 4 of 2024 of the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercar Series. We'll see you guys tomorrow night with myself and Hutto in the booth for VAR. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down to the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because, tell you what, Bruce Tanak and Jamie Dyke just absolutely drove away from us.